Hey Flosstube, it's Tyler with Will It Stitch. I am back with my end of February, beginning of March update video, plan video, whatnot. So, February, wow, I don't know where the month has gone. And in watching some of the other Flosstube videos that have come out in the last few days, it seems like a lot of people are feeling the same way. So, what I'm going to do a little bit of a life update, let you know kind of how February went for me. And then I've got some stitchy kindness that I didn't show in my last video that I should have. I completely forgot about it. And then I'm going to go into, I've got one finish, 4 or 5 whips that I worked on. I do have a start along that me and Kenny Stitches here on Flosstube and on Instagram are going to be hosting together, which I'll go into. I've got a little bit of purchases, and then depending on time, I may go into the market pre-releases or pre-orders that I've got, and then I do have a little bit of reading, and yeah, we'll go from there. So first, as far as February goes, the first half of the month I did lose my Stitchy bug. On February 4th, we actually did lose my maternal grandfather. So his name was Commander Robert Bentley of Cartersville, Georgia, and it was just devastating. It was really sad, but this was something that we knew was coming, unfortunately. So I spent about a week up in Cartersville for the service and the burial ceremony, and just being able to spend time with family up there. I also had a mole removed on my neck that was really acting strange and bleeding. I actually had it removed the day that my grandfather passed. Biopsy came back about the week after I got home. Everything's fine, it's non-cancerous. But one of my dogs also had surgery the week prior, and it was his second surgery to remove a mast cell tumor. The second surgery going around, the vet said effectively he is cured of it, so all of the margins are clear of that mast cell, so thank goodness. But it was a struggle. The first surgery that he had, he ripped out his stitches. He had to go back, have more stitches put in, and then the second surgery that he had, he did end up ripping one stitch out, but she had stitched him so well from the inside out that it was okay. He's healed up beautifully now at this point. I also had to take a family member to get a biopsy done of their tongue because there was a weird growth on their tongue, and that biopsy came back. Everything's clear there. So had a lot going on in February. The first half of the month, I really didn't do a whole lot of stitching. But I have since got my stitchy bug back, and I don't know about anybody else, but I have really been craving some new starts. I didn't start anything new other than my planned WhipGo starts in February, but I have a feeling that March I'm going to start much more than the 2 on my WhipGo board. So, part of this, I'm also hoping to have 25 finishes in 2025. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. I've got 2 so far for the year. So let's just go ahead and get into everything. So first, I do have some stitchy kindness that Jackie Beechner sent to me, which she is here on Flosstube as well. You should check her out. She has a 4-part whip or kit parade series that is phenomenal. There's so much eye candy and so much that I want to stitch on based off of her video. So she actually reached out to me and mentioned that she had some ultra suede, which I do need ultra suede for this pattern that I'm going to be starting this year. This is Butternut Road Spirit Dancer. And the Ultra Suede is down here. It's like the fringe in her dress. And there's also a little bit in this Dreamcatcher there. So the pattern calls for 3 cards of U01. So that's the white Ultra Suede, which Ultra Suede has been discontinued. It's no longer purchased. And so she sent me over some of this like beige cream. It's an off-white Ultra Suede. It looks like there's enough here to, oh, there's a little bit more, to actually complete this pattern if I'm unable to find one more card of the white Ultra Suede, because I do have 2. And she also sent over some remnants of some navy Ultra Suede. There's 2 cards here. So thank you so much, Jackie. This was just so incredibly kind of you to send this to me. And I will definitely be putting this to good use. So there's that. Now I do want to show you my finish. This was my blessing sampler for January, if you can call this a blessing sampler. This is Goodwill by Little House Needleworks. And it says, "He who seeks good finds goodwill." I just really like that sentiment. And I purchased this as a kit from my friend Sharon out of a D-Stash group. And it came with all of the called for crescent colors. And I stitched mine 1/1 on a 25 count Stormy Cloud. So mine is very small. And there we go. That is my finish. So I did mistakenly stitch the O's in Goodwill 1 stitch too short, but it's just gonna be what it is. I'm not ripping it out and restitching that. And I also did change the color of the words from the lighter purple to the darker purple. And so that was initially started on January 11th, and I finished it February 23rd of 2025. And I do actually want to give this away. So if you feel that you might like this Goodwill chart with the crescent colors, there should be enough to stitch this 2/2, as I only did mine 1/1 on a 25 count. I think I only used 1 6-stranded floss from each of these, if I'm not mistaken. So same rules will apply for this giveaway as to any other giveaway that you see on any other channel. So 18 and up, don't use the word giveaway, blah blah blah. And if you would like to be entered to win this giveaway, use the word Goodwill in a comment, and then I will announce the winner on my end of March, beginning of April video. So that is Goodwill, my only finish of February. Now, like I said, I only worked on 4 or 5 whips. I did lose my Stitchy bug for a bit. It is back. And I did stitch just a little. I only put 1 thread in. This is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's 12 Days of Christmas. This pattern is just so cute. And I'm stitching mine 1/1 on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. Oh, it looks like I didn't even finish the thread that I was working on. I still got a needle hanging from it on the back. But yeah, just still working on this border up here. Really fun. And I'm using the called for Cosmos and Weeks Dye Works for this. And as you can see, I'm just up there in the top left. Just working my way around. Next, I do have my birthday start, which was All Hallows Eve by Blueberry Ridge Designs. I just love Blueberry Ridge Designs. I've got two that I've pre-ordered from Market this year, and I've already purchased a floss for them. So they're immediately going to be started when that order arrives. This is being stitched 2/2 on a 32 count almond milk, and I still haven't figured out who the dyer is. I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to do that last time. So primarily I've been working on that bottom right corner. I'm trying to get a page finish there. I'm almost done. I just need to finish out that pumpkin, that second one from the bottom there. And then there's a few more leaves in the lower portion of the tree. And then I will have my third page finish there. And then the only other page left would be the top right, which is where the alphabet sits. There's another pumpkin up there, some more motifs around that border. And then this will be done. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have this finished by April. And then I'm gonna be getting this one framed, and it's gonna be submitted to the county fair, here the Pensacola Interstate Fair in October. Late October is when it comes. And when I was up there for the funeral and the services, my grandmother was giving some things away, and some of the items she was giving away were a bunch of frames. And so I came home with a huge box of frames, and I did find one that I think is going to work perfectly for this project. I've not cleaned this or anything, but I think this frame will work perfect for All Hallows Eve. It's got like a leafy, like dirty golden edge. There is glass in here that hasn't been cleaned. Like I said, I haven't cleaned anything on this yet, but yeah. So I'm really excited because once this is done, like I said, I think in April, I can get that framed up, and then it'll just be ready to go for October when the fair comes around. So love that. Next, I do have Blackbeard's Princess by Mirabilia. Again, I mean, I'm not meaning for this to become a focus piece, but I mean, I've really been focusing on this. I mean, this is such a fun project to work on, which, I mean, really all Mirabilias and like lavender and lace are so much fun to work on. It's the perfect mix of block stitching and color changing, so you feel like you can get some good progress on it without getting bored. So if you haven't stitched a Mirabilia before, I highly encourage it, because like I said, they are just so fun to work on. And this is being stitched 2/2 on a 32 count Crazy Hamster fabric. There is no name to it. She just, you know, dyes fabrics and then sells them on like D-stash groups. Initially on this, I did start in the lower right hand corner with that seahorse. I'm not quite done with it, but then I started working my way around the border, which I did a half cross every 9 stitches and a full cross every 10 stitches to be able to figure out where I was going. I worked up here on this little motif up there, and then in the body I did, you know, her torso, a portion of it at least. Still working on the tail. I did get one strand of Krynic in there. Not sure if you can see it. And I had started with the Chronic 2/2 and very quickly realized that was way too bulky. So I'm just going to do all the Chronic in this 1/1 because I think the coverage for it's perfect. Let me see if I can fold this up and actually show you where it is. You might not be able to see it, but in person it's really, really pretty. So in her tail, it's like right in here. Yeah, you can kind of see that sparkle there. And I think the 1/2 is just fine coverage for that. And everywhere that you see like these kind of circular areas, that's all Chronic. So getting a lot of really good progress on this. I just am obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her. I didn't think that she would be a finish this year, but I think she's going to be finished this year. If I continue to focus on her the way that I am, unintentionally. Oh, where's this bag? There we go. And one of my Whip Go starts for February was Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais with Dye Needle and Thread. I am sure we are all aware of what this looks like, but I'll show it. I mean, she is just so beautiful. It's like classic. This is just like, which most of With Dye Needle and Thread is just like classic. I feel like they'll never go out of style. Beautiful, timeless pieces. And I'm stitching mine 2/2 on a 36 count mystery linen. And here's where I'm at on it. I'm doing almost a full color conversion on this. I think the only color that I have kept from the original chart is Mulberry. But for some reason, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. I don't know if it's the color of the linen, if it's the floss colors I'm using, if it's that it's 2/2. I don't know. Something just feels off for me about this project. I don't know. So it's kind of been in timeout. I think I've worked on this 3 days, 3 or 4 days. I don't know. I can't remember. But I don't know. There's just something off for me about it. And like I said, I'm doing a full color conversion. So like all my own colors that I picked. I mean, they're beautiful. So that leads me to think that maybe it's the linen that I'm working on that I'm just not feeling. I don't know. I don't know. I think this one's probably just going to sit in timeout for March. Then I may try to come back to it in April and just see how I feel. All right. And then the last one, my second Whip Go start for February was Oh Christmas Tree by Lavender and Lace. Again, this is such a beautiful, like, classic Christmas pattern. I love Christmas trees. In the Christmas season, I mean, my home is 1,300 square feet. I have 5 Christmas trees. So I'm very much into Christmas. I mean, Christmas for me starts November 1st, though The Christmas tree in my bedroom does go up before my birthday, which is October 29th. So, but this is where I got to on this project. This is a 32 count dove by Color and Cotton. Really, really pretty. This tree it's a lot of fun to stitch. But I am stitching this row by row, color by color. So right now I'm only working on 890. I'm going to show you the back. And I'm literally going row by row. So I am kind of wasting a fair amount of floss, but for me, it's worth it because I haven't made a mistake up to this point. But if you have ever stitched a tree like this, you know that mistakes are so easy to make, and trying to figure out where they are is a complete nightmare. So to avoid that, I'm just going row by row. The pattern only calls for one skein of 890. I think the way that I'm stitching this, I'm going to have to get two. So that is everything that I have stitched on in February. Now, as far as my whip go starts, in March, numbers 9 and 24 were called. So for me, it is The Coachman by Cottage Garden Samplings and The Woodpecker by Cottage Garden Samplings. So two of the series, the Snowman series and A Year in the Wood series. So this is The Coachman. I haven't started it yet, but I will be starting that here in March. Going to be doing at least 5 days on it. All DMC, no overdyes. I don't feel like it needs it. And then the Woodpecker from the Year in the Wood series. I'm only doing 4 from this series as like a seasonal, and this will be my fall seasonal piece. Again, doing all DMC, though I am toying with the idea of doing overdyes for the leaves in the trees. So if you have any thoughts about that, let me know. I like it the way it is, but I don't know. I think on this one it could probably use overdyes in the trees. All right, so let me check my notes. That was Whip Go. The start along. So me and Kenny Stitches, he is here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Same name on both, Kenny Stitches. We have decided to start Erduha by Bella Filipina, and we are starting it on March 29th, which is International Mermaid Day. And this is Erduha. Oh, excuse the hair. This is Erduha. She is so pretty. So if you would like to start with us, feel free to start Erduha, or if you have any other mermaid pattern that you would like to start, feel free to start it with us on March 29th. That is International Mermaid Day. And feel free to tag us as well on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as Will It Stitch. He's on Instagram as Kenny Stitches. I think we would both love to see your progress. I don't think that we're doing any sort of hashtag. I mean, I know me personally, I don't even know how hashtags work because I'm not a social media guy. I just go on and browse. So, Erduha. Now, Kenny has his fabric pulled, and it's, I mean, a stunning fabric. He really does have like the best eye when it comes to fabric. His fabrics are just always so fun to look at. I'm still undecided. So I've got these 4 that I've pulled here. This is just an old cutting board from when I used to quilt. So I've got, this is Esmeralda by, I can't remember. No, it's Esmeralda. It's like a dark, dark blue green. And then I have this opalescent. This is a hand dyed by Rolanda, and it's like a blue green. The way that it's dyed, it almost looks like there's like waves in it. And again, it's an opalescent, so I think that would be really pretty for her. Especially seeing as, you know, she does have a darker skin tone. I'm afraid that doing her on something too dark might wash her out. So there's that one. This is a hand-dyed volcano stitching. And this one's just really bright and colorful. It's got, I mean, every color of the rainbow. And I thought maybe that would be fun to stitch her in. And then I just have an opalescent Bashful by Picture This Plus. It's just a pretty pink. And again, it is opalescent. You can kind of see the sparkle right there. So I don't know. I'm undecided. Does anybody have any thoughts or suggestions? I mean, I'm also open to purchasing a fabric specifically for this project. I mean, I don't have to use these that are in my stash, but I just thought, you know, I'll just pull some to see. So, again, we are starting March 29th for International Mermaid Day. I hope that y'all start with us, something mermaid related. I do know that there are at least 2 mermaids that are coming out at market. But we will go ahead and get into market, I think. I do have some purchases, but I don't know that I'm going to show those. We're already at 30 minutes. So, market. At first, when I started seeing some of the patterns that were coming out, I wasn't too excited. But just like every market, I kind of have to look at them a few times to really get excited. And I have turned out to be very excited this year. I've got 13 that I have pre-ordered, but I've got several other honorable mentions that I think I probably would want to purchase in the future. So first, Pansy Patch, the Spring Garden at Cranberry Manor. I don't think that there is a more perfect chart. This is just absolutely stunning. And then Blueberry Ridge Designs, they have come out with 2. One, Autumn Gathers. She's pretty. I have pre-ordered that. I have also purchased the floss for that pattern, though I think I am going to be making some changes to the colors on this pattern. We'll see. And then Blueberry Ridge Hazel's Blackberry Burrow. That one I am the most excited for. That one, I've got all the called fors already. I've got fabric picked out for it. Like, she is, as soon as I get that pattern, I am starting Hazel's Blackberry Burrow. No doubt. With Thy Needle and Thread, Liberty. This was a really beautiful Quaker-esque, patriotic stitch. Sorry. So really excited about that one. Robin Pickens, the Courier Duo's Autumn Blackbirds. I love it. That is just so beautiful. Artsy Housewife, Summer Feels. I mean, look at the colors in this one. It is just, I can't. It is so pretty. And then watching her and her husband's video where they were showing the models, I mean, I had already pre-ordered it before I seen that video, but definitely glad I did after watching that video with the model. We've got samplers and primitives. The butterfly sampler. This one, it's just so fun, so unique. The use of color in this is just so beautiful. And I mean, even the fabric choice was perfect for it, though I think I'll probably change it. I think I might want to do that on like a darker rustic fabric, maybe like driftwood or, something like that that's a little bit more moody. And then just have those really bright, muted colors really pop and stand out on it. Ink circles, the forest for the trees. This one is just beautiful. Also, the one with the octopus, I'm definitely going to be getting that. I think that is in my honorable mentions list. If it's not, it'll be a future purchase. Jeanette Douglas, the Alphabet Garden. Yeah. I just love this pattern. I love Jeanette Douglas. Just so beautiful. I've got several that I want to start. I just haven't for whatever reason. Erin Elizabeth, Winter Deer. I mean, look at those eyes. He is so stinking cute. I can't. Then we've got New York Dreamer, Scarecrow at Work. This one is just so fun. I mean, all those little leaves and the little scarecrow just sitting there. I really like this pattern. We've got the Proper Stitcher, Friends Aplenty. Again, super cute. Couldn't pass this one up. Love it. And then the last one that I pre-ordered was Shakespeare's Peddler Joy. I'm primarily a winter Christmas stitcher. Can't go wrong with this Joy pattern. It's just really pretty. So those were my pre-orders. Honorable mentions. I think I'm just going to go through these really quickly. I'm not going to put any sort of photo in or anything. But Shepherd's Bush. Love all the patterns that they've come out with this year. Just for me personally, there's a little bit too much backstitch in them. But I do know that like needle folder, I think that they've come out with. Love that one. Let's see. By Shakespeare's Peddler, Kindness Makes Friends. That one was such a fun little pattern. I would love to get that in the future. Heartstring Samplery, the Rock and Roll Sampler, and the Sister Sampler. Love them both. Plum Street, those two tomato patterns. So I think it's House on Tomato Hill or Tomato Hill something. There's two patterns that feature tomatoes. I want them both. Hands-on design, that ladybug picnic. Oh my goodness, the little legs just like splayed out. I can't. Satsuma Street, Holiday Glow. I am going to be getting that pattern in the future 100%. And then those Groovy Chicks. If I knew how to sew, like how those are formed, I don't know. It's like several triangles like together to create this like little chicken. They're so cute. Cherry Blossom, they've got Vintage Hair and Mistletoe Kisses. Wow, those are so beautiful. Definitely need to get those in the future. Summer House, that Halloween Fragments in Time series. Yeah. Tiny Modernist, she's got the Twilight Moon and the Snow Rider. That little like fairy or angel little woman on that snail. Oh my gosh. Manadidana Spring Vibes basket. It's just so, so beautiful. Cosford Rise Cicada Song Sampler. Whew, that might be actually the first thing that I haven't pre-ordered that I'm gonna purchase is that Cicada Song Sampler. JBW, the Georgian Floral Basket. That actual like basket of flowers. Love it. Ink circles, swimming with scissors. Yeah, so that's the octopus pattern that I had mentioned. Autumn Lane, a spooky flight. Oh my gosh, that little witch just like flying there. Jan Hicks, Milady's Posies pattern. So gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Emily Call, Stitching at the Sea, and Take Me to the Sea. So these are the two patterns that I had mentioned feature mermaids that potentially you could start on March 29th for International Mermaid Day. We've got Samplers and Primitives, Beehive Sampler. That one is really, really pretty. Artsy Housewife, A Study in Garden Fairies, Bun Bun, and Pretty Things. Wow. Heart and Hand, obviously, the Nativity Tiny Town. I need to get that one. I don't know why I didn't pre-order that one. I should have, because I have a family member who would absolutely love to have that. And then we have Blueberry Ridge Designs, House on Pomegranate Hill. I want to stitch all those like house series from both Blueberry Ridge and Pansy Patch. Love them all. Finally a farm girl. Matilda Trims the Tree. And then One Froggy Christmas Eve. Oh my gosh. I can't. Everything by the Blue Flower. Jeanette Douglas, The Chubby You. Oh my gosh. Teresa Kogut, Humble Cottage. Yeah. I've got bottom left written next to it. I think there's something in the bottom left of the pattern that I really like, but I didn't make note other than bottom left. So those are honorable mentions for me for the market this year. I did do some reading in February, so I'm going to try and read more. So I decided to start the Harry Potter series. And I did finish the first book in the series, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This was such a cute read. I remember trying to start reading this. I was in third grade, however old you are in third grade. And I think it was a little bit beyond my capacity at that point, but this was such a quick read too. I think I read this in like 4 reading sessions. It's just so easy to get through. The characters are all so cute. And so, yeah, I'm super excited, which I've already started the second book in the series. I haven't gotten that far into it. I think I'm on chapter 4, something like that. I've only read it one night, but I just read, when I'm laying in bed, if I can't sleep, to try and, generate that sleepiness. So that's really it. I guess we're at 39 minutes. I guess I can show some of my purchases that I made. So I've had Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. It is a PDF pattern. I've had it for several years. Now, I've had most of the Floss, the Called for Valdonis, but this past month I did go ahead and purchase the remainder of them. I did get them floss dropped, and I have picked out a 40 count Salt Rock by Color and Cotton that I'm going to be stitching this on. So This may be a March start. That is not part of my WhipGo board. I did go to the LNS here in Pensacola, Creative Stitchery. Chris is the owner. She is so incredibly kind, very helpful. She has model stitches on the wall that she stitched herself that are impeccable. I mean, her white stitching, flawless. And she does ship. She's got an online store, but also in brick and mortar location as well. So in February, I went by there twice. Yeah. And one of the times I went, I did pick up Winds of Autumn by Blackbird Designs. I do want to stitch this. I think this is the oak tree sampler or something like that. And so I did purchase the fabric and all of the called for. I think I did make some changes to some of the greens in it. But once I actually start this, I will go over all of that. I also just purchased some random floss colors. So, oh my gosh. So some classic color works, some Weeks dye works, Gentle Arts, coloring. There's a few coloring cottons in there. Yeah, just to kind of round out my stash, because I found I really don't have a whole lot of oranges. I like to have a lot of greens on hand because I do like change a lot of colors in my patterns, and I find that greens are so hard to find to convert. It's always the last color that I convert in a pattern. I do everything else and then I choose the greens depending on, you know, the tone and vibe of the pattern, because there's just so many different hues and tones that you can take with a green. So I also picked up Cardinal Kin. I love these little stackable series that Plum Street has come out with. I haven't done any of them, but I've been wanting to do the Cardinal Kin since I seen it. So I just purchased the overdyed floss for it, and then everything else is DMCs that I'll just use for my master set for this pattern. Another one I want to do from this series is the Jump Clump, the one with the little spiders, the jumping spiders. So cute. And I think in market, she has come out with, what is it? It's like Stink Stack, like the little skunks. Too cute. I did also pick up Winter Wonderland from Blackbird Designs. It's just so beautiful. I mean, that stark white house. Yeah, the little deers, the little geese, the blackbirds on the house. It's just so pretty. I did not pick up the floss for it, but I did also kit up. This is Harvest Moon by Annie B's Folk Art. Such a pretty pattern. I mean, I love Annie B's. She's got such fun projects. And when I pulled the stitches out, I literally have it in the fabric bag. 40 Count Tinsmith by Color and Cotton. Excuse me. And then all of the called for floss, with the exception of, what is that, Amethyst? The purple. Yeah, Gentle Arts Amethyst. I pulled some other purples. I'm thinking of using that Dusty Mauve or Misty Mauve. We'll see. Again, one that I'm kind of itching to start. these are the floss rings for the two Blueberry Ridge designs that I pre-ordered from Market this year. We've got the Blackberry Burrow right here. And then, what is it, Autumn Harvest right here. Those now out of a Facebook destash. No, I think these were eBay purchases. I did get 3 Silk Weaver Solos. These are 28 count linens. And I pulled this one out thinking maybe I could use it for a duha, but it's just too small. But it would be the perfect fabric for her. It's this really beautiful, like, purple and pink, and wow, it's just stunning. Oh my gosh, I wish I could use this for a duha. That would be really, really nice. These other two, I actually haven't opened these, so I guess we'll just take a look at these together. This is another 28 count. Okay, so I'll take a light blue. There's really light modeling that you can kind of see in it. It's really sparse, but it's pretty. Make sure we get those back in the bags. Let's see, this is like a gray tan kind of color. Oh, wow. Let me flip it this side so you can see some of that darker modeling up there at the top. Really fun. Ooh, I think a Halloween pattern might look good on this. With like this be at the top, kind of like a moody sky type thing. Love that. Okay, we're at 47 minutes. I really don't want to make this pattern or this video too long. We're already at 47 minutes, but I did just briefly want to touch on floss organization. Does anybody have any tips? I mean, I've seen some videos of people like putting their floss on rings and leaving them out, but then I worry about dust. Some people have them in like little drawers by like Dyer. I don't know. This is what I do. It works for me right now. We'll see. Let me just kind of move some of this stuff out of the way. So I actually have this tub that I keep all of my floss in that is not my DMC master set. So those I do have bobbinated. But what I do for my overdyed like cottons, I just kind of sort them by colorway. So these are like grays and blacks. And I just put them in like these bags. So I've got like purples. This is like mixed colors, so like highly variegated colors that I've got that don't really fit one color scheme. The oranges, as you can see, like this is my smallest collection, which is why I purchased some oranges, like whites and creams, browns. One of my larger color sets, blues. But yeah, I mean, it can be really hard to like find the colors that I want without taking everything out of the bag, and then I have this huge mess that I have to sort through. So I don't know, I just don't really know what to do as far as floss organization to A, be able to know what I have, and B, just make it super easy to be able to find what I need or kit things up without creating a huge mess. These are all kinds of dinky dies that I have. So I just don't know if anybody has any suggestions, or if they have another way of storing floss that works for them. Please let me know, because I would just love to figure out some other way other than just in a tub in these bags that are just a nightmare to go through. But so I think that's going to be it, folks. So I'm going to try to keep these videos around 30 to 45 minutes moving forward. I don't think that we need a movie length feature for my updates. So I really appreciate y'all coming by. Again, if you could just let me know what you think about the fabrics for Aduha, or if you think there's another fabric out there that might work better for her, please let me know. And until next time, I will see you at the end of March, beginning of April. So happy stitching, y'all.